The book of Job attacks the idea that good things happen to good people and bad things happen to bad people. Think of ways Job's story is both similar to and different from the story of Joseph you read last week. Instead of focusing on the book of Job's position in the grand story of Scripture, scholars debate where it fits. We will explore the great, timeless question posed by this masterpiece of religious literature. How should God's people respond to evil and suffering? Primarily, the book challenges us not to give simplistic answers in the face of suffering. As you read this week, notice Job's constant cry for answers and his false friends' constant supply of answers. Yet the book is not really about answers or how to understand suffering. It is about how to appropriately respond to suffering, and especially how to respond to God in our suffering. As you read, enter the emotions expressed by Job, often in figurative language, and see if you can identify the fallacies and truths embedded in the speeches of his friends. Week 4, Day 1, Job chapters 1 through 5. Notice what God said about Job's character in Job 1. Think about ways the problem of suffering is treated differently than in the story of Joseph we read last week. In both stories, a righteous person suffers. Yet, the story of Joseph clearly reveals the reason Joseph had to suffer: to deliver his family. In contrast, Job was offered no answers. This book teaches us about moments in life when our suffering seems meaningless. If you are suffering today, express to God your trust in Him in the midst of your suffering. If you know someone who is suffering, pray that this person will trust God and draw closer to Him in their suffering.